Hey everyone, welcome to The Corner, where I talk about production, my ideas, just my views on everyday life. Now, today I'm going to be talking about the epidemic. Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking about exactly the virus, or can I call it that? I still think it's like a copyright issue. I don't know if I'm allowed to say virus, but I'm just going to call it the pandemic. And also, I'm not really talking about that. I'm going to be more talking about its impacts and like everyday life versus of any information about it, because I'm not a professional, and you should look at the website, and just other places that give you the correct information for what's going on now. Now, the epidemic and its impacts. That's basically what I'm going to go into, and like straight point to it, it's like what's going on around here. Now, I am a student currently for Sam Houston, and I guess one of the quick points to get to it, schools are getting shut down. Mine is shut down. And I have siblings at home their schools have been shut down. Now, of where we're at right now, it's in this state. For me, specifically, I don't know my situation with my siblings, but for us, our school isn't like closed. It's closed, but our classes are not. We're from lecture to online. We converted to the internet. I will tell you from my perspective and my point of view is, I wouldn't say it's a great thing. I mean, that's good and all. We continue our education, but I have classes that are production classes, and I don't see how it could be online. And also, I know it's not a good thing for everyone. I get it. Online classes help, and it's a great way it's for people who want to keep going to school but want to have their own life as well to continue. But online classes itself, it's going to hurt a lot of students, especially as an adjustment of life. And supposedly they said it's supposed to be at the end of May or so, or we might slowly go back to lecture classes, or by next semester. And knowing that there isn't a cure until next year, and if it gets worse, obviously I don't know how that will hold up. Now, like I said, for us students, there's barely anything open right now. There's the library, there's a few other places, but you can barely go in them if there's eventually only a certain amount of people can. It's just empty everywhere. Now, one of the things that I want to stress is that to be alert, not really panic, even though I have talked to people online, and younger people especially freaking out about it, which is, I guess, if you see everything closing down around you, it's a lot to take in, and it's really weird. I will admit, it's weird, but it should be also taken seriously in a more alert stance, not in a more panic way, even though we see panic buying happening. It's a psychological effect, but it's also, I can feel it too. Like, I have the urge of panic buy currently as well, because you see other people doing it. Our stores around here are running out of water, toilet paper. It sucks, because even little stores like size stores, those, not the big brand ones, but the ones that are just little, they're like a mini grocery store, and they pretty cheap to like 99-cent items and stuff like that. You know which stores I'm talking about. Those stores are getting filled up with people as well. I went to one I think it was last week, to just grab a few things, just a few little cheap things, and it's like filled up with people. I felt very uncomfortable, because you don't see stores like that filled up with people. And I can't imagine going to a big brand store and seeing how it is right now. Is it empty? Is it full? I don't know. It's just, currently I can tell you what's happening around me and my proximity of things. I know for y'all, it's probably a whole different scale, and it's depending on which state or where you are in the country. It has a huge impact. Now, as a student, I find a little irony with this all happening. Not making fun of anyone, but for me, it's just to be pulled in. I don't like it. I support on the idea of like, this is to help everyone and flatten the curve and all that, which if you don't know about that, go look at a video about that. It's just basically the idea of making sure people don't get more infected to slow down the rate of it. But it's just, from my life and what's been going on, for this to happen, it's like adding, if you're close to doing homework, then more homework gets on top of that. That's the quickest analogy I could think of. Social interaction is gone. I wouldn't say I had much of that beforehand, but now it's forced on. Restaurants also, a lot of restaurants you can only go through drive-through or they're closed. Empty parking lots, everything, just nobody around besides a bunch of vehicles at their apartments or places. And I'm consumed they're just in their home. Now with classes still going for us, we still have a lot of work to do, especially me. I don't know about you, if you're in high school or you're still going through all that. Like my siblings, I don't know their case, but I was told they possibly going to be doing what I'm doing, online classes, which is strange. As a high school student, I don't know how people can afford that. It's really different for everyone. Obviously, I'm at my own place. I have my own internet and all that stuff. Not everyone has these, well, unless you're watching this video, so you have something. Just because it's online doesn't make it easier. I can tell you that. A lot of things are not designed to be online, to learn certain things, and not everyone can understand. I could imagine disabled. Their struggles are going times 2 on this. It's going to be hectic. It's a huge shift. And this is a point I guess I'm going to go into. I was thinking about it, but a lot of people are not taking this seriously. And for some reason that heavily frustrates me. If you're a student, you're getting impacted. A lot of people are getting impacted by this one way or another. Even the people who are getting frustrated and want to go out and do more stuff. I just find it very selfish in the idea of like someone, I want to go do my thing. The reason why I should take part of this is to, so we call, protect those around us, especially who can't survive against this. That's the whole point of this being done. And people who don't think this is a big threat, and I get it, different views, and there's a lot of different views on this, and I don't approve some of the views coming from certain people on this. It tagging me more, especially who's getting affected, is people in the workforce. A lot of people are getting laid off, and I've been looking for a job for a while. I wasn't part of that group. I was mostly a full-time student, but I can imagine me working, and then you can't go to work, and you're on leave. Basically, you don't make money. From a poor family, my parents, they barely make anything. One parent works, they still have my siblings, kids they take care of, and I'm pretty sure he's working, but I think they're about to, I don't know their situation, maybe they're going to lay them off, maybe not. And once that happens, they're stuck until the situation's done or something happens better. It's a big problem. A lot of people out there who are working is going to be worrying about their next paycheck. That's what frustrates me, in the sense of like people who don't understand there is a lot of people being impacted. If you're not good, I guess, and just be respectful of them, and just do your part to keep everyone else safe. There's no cases around here. I don't know who has it or who not. And as a Sim Houston student, I hadn't been anywhere or out of state or anything like that. So I'm not saying I have a high chance of not having it. I don't know how I would have if I got it. I've been healthy. I don't feel symptoms. I have nothing. We're still all doing our part. My biggest complaint is online classes. It is really my biggest issue and worry for me personally, but for you or whoever out there who's watching or there, yeah, I could see the problem and getting mad about all this. That's not helping anyone, but this is the internet. I expect people to be people. With parking lots open, with places like my school has their library open, but it's just gone and everything, and just stores being affected around me. That's pretty much the main thing. It's just everything's online at the moment. For me, I'm trying to work through stuff and trying to make videos as well, which is really weird, good time that I'm starting to do this up again, but at the same time, for my online classes, it's like filming, all that stuff is going to get affected by this. Even the film industry is getting affected by this. Puts a dent, all right, into a lot of public projects and people that require social events. Because there's a lot of things I wanted to go to. There's a lot of things I want to go to. There's a lot of things that were canceled. There was a lot of things that just stopped. And pretty much that's how I feel about this. The world just froze. Anyone who was doing stuff can't. For me, so far it's going to be doing classes and the videos that I can, so it's going to be more corner videos. We got to work together. That's just the deal out of it. If you're just out there relaxing or you're just spending more time video gaming, good for you. It's a mess. It really is a mess. For me, I feel the mess. Just right when I got things flowing again, So what's y'all stories? Is it just are y'all just sitting in the corner, or you just sitting in the corner waiting for things to happen or things to get better, or you just playing more video games? Comment below. I would like to see what's going on for y'all. But until the next video, that's what's going on with me. You take care now. Stay safe out there.